Okay, we're going to take a look at tune array, and when you've got a treadle that's either not detecting at all or is not detecting well. Maybe it sometimes detects or you seem to have to press it a little harder to make it detect. That's not desirable, so it's most likely that you need to move this magnet a little bit on the bottom of your treadle. So let's take a look at this. I'm going into system settings and tune array. And I usually just use any treadle, which is the first mode that comes up. So if I press anything, I'm going to hear the beep and see what treadles it's detecting. So let's go through this and let's pretend that we have a treadle that's not working. We'll just do this one. So I'm going to pull this magnet over. And I also will mention that on the Schacht series, Wolf series looms, and this is a Wolf Pup 8.10, if you're going to weave on carpet, you generally want the thinner magnet cases. If you're going to weave on a hard surface, hardwood or hard tile, you generally want some that are a little bit thicker, so we can supply both of these. And when we do supply the magnet cases, they have Velcro that's already pre-applied, and so one edge of the Velcro is going to go underneath the treadle, the other will stay on the magnet case. Pretty simple. So the first time you do it, you just take off the protected covering and you're going to be prepared to figure out where to press it. Now you can measure back to the same distance on each one and line them all up perfectly, or you can take a shortcut like I normally do. And here's how I do it. So I've got my system unit typically on the floor beside me, because that's just, while you're down here working with the treadles, it's easier to see than trying to look up at your castle. So I've got the magnet in my hand. Notice that the magnet part that you can see that's peeking out, the little circular part, is towards the front of the loom, towards you. So I'm going to go underneath this treadle, and it's a little bit awkward, but you can get up here with one hand, and you can hold it underneath and you start sliding it back. I'm in tune array and you hear the sound when it's detecting. So try moving it forward and back, left and right, and you'll see where it's at its strongest, where it's nice and strong and detecting very reliably. So you don't want to be right on the edge of detection in either direction. You want it to be solid, which is pretty easy to find normally. And then normally what I do is, when I've got that place, I just come straight up and let the Velcro attach. So the Velcro to the magnet case is attaching to the Velcro on the bottom of the treadle. Then test it. Make sure you got it. And if you didn't, you can pull it off, make some minor adjustments. It's pretty easy to do. One little bit of a caution though is you want it to be as far back on the treadle as you can and still get good detection, and not too close towards the front of the loom. Here's why. If you put your magnet way up here, it's going to tend to press down on the sensor array. Well, the sensor array is a little bit hard to see, I know, at this angle, but it's the strip that you've clamped in that's holding the sensor array. You really don't want that pressing on that every time you're treadling. So, it's okay if it touches slightly, but it's preferable that it doesn't touch. And these are not touching, so when I push them down, everything looks good. And you can, of course, keep testing your treadles. And if any of them aren't aligned, you can take off the magnet like I showed you, move it a little bit back, a little bit forward, left or right, whatever you have to do, and then just press it up on the Velcro and you're good to go.